Assalamu alaikum students, good morning. I'm your teacher Asif, and last year we have studied together English in first year, and welcome to the second year classes, but remember, online class. Due to corona disease, the government has banned regular classes at college, but we can take online classes because we do not want to waste our and your precious time. So let's start with the first online lecture. This is lecture number 1. My name is Asif and we are going to study the paper pattern in this class. Today we have lecture number 1, and the lecture number 1 is about paper pattern, how the paper strategy of your second year English is, how the paper is conducted, and which will be the way and what will be the pattern you will be taking exams. First of all, let me tell you the one thing that in first year you have studied the English is different from metric. In second year, English is difficult than first year and metric level. So at the initial stages, train your brain that you are going to study little bit different and difficult English. Here I'm going to tell you about section A and B and C with the examples. From the initial stages, from the beginning, I'm going to tell you about section A. Section A, that is of MCQs. 20 MCQs are given to you, and you have to mark each and every single MCQ correctly. But from where they come? They come from 3 books of your second year English. Book 1, Poetry. Book 2, Novel, The Prisoner of Zenda, and the book 3, that is of textbook. First, poetry, second, novel, and the third, textbook. These 3 are the books from where the MCQs are taken. If you study well all the books, you are not going to make any single mistake in MCQs. So remember, you have to study all the books very well. Section B. In section B, we have 4 subsections. First of all, I want to tell you the note, the important note. You have done in first year, but again second year I am going to warn you that the strategy of section B is little bit unique. You have 4 subsections, and each subsection contains 4 questions except subsection 4. Subsection 4 contains 3 questions. Total number of questions are 15, and you have to attempt 10 questions that are of 50 marks. Subsection A, subsection 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 subsections. You have to attempt 2 questions from each subsection, that is mandatory. You are going to attempt 2 questions from subsection 1, 2, 3 and 4 from grammar. And as you have done 8 questions, you will have 2 questions more to attempt. And those 2 questions up to you from where you want to conduct. For example, if you want to attempt another question, those 2 questions from this section you are allowed. If you do not want to take 2 questions from this section and you want to take 1 question from this section and 1 from this, it's up to you. And if you want to attempt 1 question from this and this section, it is up to you. 8 questions are compulsory to be taken from 2 questions from each section, and 2 questions are up to you. It's a choice for you. You can attempt from each section, whatever or wherever you think is convenient for you. So here we are going to learn about these subsections. Subsection number 1 means that is taken from textbook. You are given 4 questions. Subsection number 2 from poetry. Here you are also given 4 questions. And subsection number 3, that is taken from novel. Here you have also given 4 questions from the novel. Let me take a little break and I will be back in few minutes. Yes students, Subsection number 3, 4 questions are given from novel section, and subsection number 4, 3 questions, not 4, 3 questions are taken from grammar section, and you are supposed to attempt 2 questions from each subsection, and you will also have to attempt 2 questions from this grammar portion. And what is in this section, I'm going to tell you about this section. Subsection number 4, that is of grammar. Here we have 3 parts, 3 questions. Each question contains 5 marks. Part number 1, part number 2, and part number 3. Part number 1 is of 5 marks. Number 2 is also for 5 marks. Number 3 is also of 5 marks. Number 1, there are given phrasal verbs. What is phrasal verb? Preposition with verb is called phrasal verb. Suppose if I write over here, suppose sit down, take off. These are phrasal verbs. We have written over here verb and with preposition, verb and with preposition, and together they make a new meaning from the literal meaning. Suppose there is a different meaning of take, but we add off. Take off, it means to fly or to get a fly. So you are given phrasal verbs, and you will have to use phrasal verbs into your sentences, and that question will be of 5 marks. Number 2, pair of words. As you have studied in first year, there are 2 words connected together, and they will give you 5 to 6 pair of words, and you will have to transform those pair of words into your own sentences, as well as number 1, phrasal verbs. And part number 3, what is here? Something had been missed over here. Here is word meanings. What you have to do in this section, question number 3, you will be given some words, and you will have to describe briefly in English language what the meaning of that word or phrase is. Here section B completes, ends, and now we are moving towards the section number C, that is of 30 marks. Let me tell you the first important thing. Let me take a short break, and I'll be back after a few seconds. Yes students, I'm back. We were talking about section C. You will be given 3 questions in section C, but remember, there is no choice. You are not going to attempt or you are not going to think about that there will be a choice. There is no choice. You have to attempt all three questions. That is question number 1, essay. In first year you might have attempted a paragraph, but here is an essay, not a paragraph. You will have to attempt an essay that is of 10 marks, and secondly you will have to attempt sentences that will be given to you, indirect sentences, and you will have to change those indirect sentences into direct sentences into indirect speeches. So second question of section C is of narration. I will teach you the topic narration briefly, inshallah, as soon as possible. And the third is scene passage. What does that mean? Scene. Scene means the passage comes from your textbook. Comes from your textbook. Here I am marking scene means your textbook. You will be given a passage from your textbook. We will teach the lessons, all the lesson in textbook, and one of the lesson will be the one from which the passage will be taken. And you will be given 3 questions below the passage, and you will have to solve by keeping all the ideas of the chapter and all the ideas that is in the passage. So we have done, and we have completed all the strategies and parts of this paper pattern. I hope you have understood all the parts and all the things, important things that I have told you in this lesson. If you want to ask or ask something about this paper pattern and about next classes, you can ask me through WhatsApp or through Facebook, and inshallah we will come back. I will come back with a new lesson, with lecture number 2, inshallah, very soon. Thanks for watching this video. Keep watching videos, all those videos that will be posting to your Facebook pages or WhatsApp groups. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.